I'm so annoyed. I just fucking did a whole video thing and it's deleted now. Well, I'm gonna have to do it again. Oh my god. Well, basically, I said that I agree with every single thing that you said. Even the ranting and the shouting, because that's how I feel so many times when I read about 7/7 and the scales and terrorism and whatever. And just off the record, are you from the north? I live in the north and you sound very northern. Yay. Anyway, my main thing is the whole problem in this terroristic, that's a new word, world is the media. Okay? Take for example 9/11. When that happened, there was celebrity concerts, there was celebrity donating money, there was memorials, there was everything. What have we had for 7/7? I mean, in the scale of things, yeah, it's not as big, but still, it was an act of terrorism. People died, and for me, it was a bit too close to home for my liking. Okay? Now, the problem with this is the media misconstrue what people say. Yeah? And I just think it's all shit, basically. You've got an MP that sits there behind his little desk, and a Prime Minister who just sits in his office and dictates, oh, I haven't seen that country for a while, I'll bomb them. It's like a tennis game, it goes backward and forward. I'll bomb you, you bomb me back. So I'll kill some of your people, so then we'll kill some of yours back. Yeah? I agree with every single point you made about the MPs, the traitors, and they were supposed to have freedom of speech. Hello, when does that happen? We say things and they get, thrown back at us, and, you haven't got a right to say that. I mean, when I go back to London now, I get scared. I get on a tube and I see a person with a bag and I think, shit, instant bomber. Do you know, because that is what the media has put forward for us to believe. Years ago, when I used to see people with rucksacks, I used to think tourist or busy person. I never used to think terrorist. I didn't even assume anybody was a terrorist in this country, because yeah, things are done deviously behind people's backs, and it turns out that such a person who lived in a little quiet village of, say, Surrey, was actually a bomber. He had a secret room in his house that he went on the computer and he concocted bombs. We wouldn't know about that unless the media would tell us, and that puts the people who live in them places not at ease. It makes them just totally misjudge everybody they see. I mean, there was none of this broadcasted. I mean, it's happened for years and years, religion wars and things like that. It's always happened, but it was never, no one ever knew about it because it was never broadcast, because it was just an inter-country war. But now, I mean, at my old high school, you used to get the, how do I say this without being racist, the Caucasian people against the Asians. That never used to happen. And it's because of the media. I mean, when 9/11 happened, I remember that people in my year were wearing the scarf things, the checkered scarves, and they got in trouble, and then the students turned around to the teachers and said, well, this is my religion, blah blah blah, you can't do nothing, da, da, da. It was dropped. But then you get like MPs and prime ministers, with the suits and the income of about £50,000 a week of taxpayers' money. Oh yeah, we're looking after the country's best interests. No, you're not. You're making sure you still have a bank balance at the end of the day. You don't want to get sacked from your job. So you're going to fill the whole population of England's heads with crap, so you still get your bank balance. And I think that's terrible. They don't have any interesting things to do. I mean, I read the papers and I see terrorist, kids gone missing, perverts in prison. People being sent here. There was a guy who'd been sent here from Australia who'd been committed, in a court for being a paedophile, serial paedophile. Because he was originally, from years ago, British, sent him back here. And because he was convicted, not committed, because he was convicted abroad, they couldn't do nothing here. Fucking crap that, isn't it? The guy is a convicted paedophile, like serial, many, many people. And he lives on an estate near I think it's about 50 kilometres from a primary school. That's his country for you. It is going down, down and down. So going back to 7/7, it's just going to get more. What are they going to do next? There's Buckingham Palace, there's the Houses of Parliament. Where are they going to strike next? That is what scares me, and it should scare fucking MPs. I'm swearing a bit on this. It should scare the MPs because they think, oh, they might bomb where we work. And to be honest, they should drop a bomb on the Houses of Parliament. I'm not you know, a terrorist or anything, or against my own country, but it would make them see. Not kill them, just injure them, then they can feel what other people have gone through. I mean, in 7/7, people lost limbs, and like first-degree burns, or third-degree burns, any degree burns, you know, and there's a trust issue now with London, and the tourism stopped for quite a bit because of 7/7. I know I didn't go down for ages. And I just think it's stupid and pathetic, and Tony Blair, who was, you know, responsible, I think, needs a big slap from every single person who got injured in 7/7, because it's because of his arguing with different countries that happened. Because take World War I and II, for example. You would think after all that, you know, the wars supposedly to end all wars, the countries that we fought with and won should have been the ones to give us trouble. Like, no offense to any of the countries, Germany and Japan, they should have started with us first because of the history, not the Middle Eastern countries that don't do anything really to us in the bigger wars. You know, if it wasn't for, but because we teamed up with America then, they have to team up with them now. Like, America is a lot bigger than our country, so why can't they just leave us to run our country, and why can't we leave them? You know, they have 52 states, they have time zones in their country. That just says how big it is. So I'm just going to rant on for ages about this whole thing, but I just want to second what you said, and I completely agree that something needs to be done. It's never going to stop, really. So I just agree. That's all I wanted to say. Bye.